Hi, Christy here. This is now the third time I've tried to record this video, so I'm hoping that I can be as awesome as it was the first two. I'm just kidding, but I have some rambling I want to do. First, I've seen a lot of coaches lately posting, "Oh, I've invited so many people and they're saying no," or "I have someone that ordered Shakeology and I canceled their Shakeology order." Or I have a coach on my team and I'm trying to help them, but they keep saying they're going to do stuff and they don't follow through and do anything. What am I doing wrong? So I want to address all of those things. But before I address them, I'm going to ramble a little bit about myself and why I became a coach and basically how I manage my mindset to get through all of those things that I just mentioned. So when I first became a coach, there were three things that were super important to me. Those three things were, one, I wanted flexibility. Flexibility was very important. After just losing a friend a week ago in an accident, it became even more apparent how much not only has that dream come true, but I have that flexibility. He passed away last Sunday, and on Monday I had friends come into town, and on Tuesday another friend came into town, and I was able to just wake up early, get some work done, and then spend time with them and be there for my friends. Some of them still had to go into work. There was nothing they could do about it. They had to go to work. But the friends that came from out of town to be here after we lost Dusty, they were able to stay at the house. I was able to spend time with them. And after losing a friend, it really becomes apparent to you how much you want to cherish those moments with your friends and family. And then I left for my bachelorette party, and I was gone for that, and I was supposed to be home pretty early on Sunday, and on the freeway had a blowout on my tire. 3 years ago had that happened to me, and I'm probably going to cry through this because the funeral was today, and so I'm kind of a little bit of an emotional wreck. But there was a blowout on the freeway on I-5, and damaged my car a little bit, and I need all new tires. And I'm getting married in less than 2 weeks, so I have a lot of expenses these last 2 weeks paying for all of the vendors for the wedding. And 3 years ago, one, I wouldn't be able to pay cash for my wedding, or afford a wedding for that matter. But I also wouldn't have been able to have that time off to spend that Monday and Tuesday after my friend passed away on Sunday with our friends, with people that were coming into town. I wouldn't have been able to go to Tahoe for my bachelorette party after taking those 2 days off to be with friends, and then in Tahoe be able to afford things, be able to, with the cabin, I told all of my friends and bridesmaids, if you can't afford, I know it's a big trip, I want a cabin for 5 days, and a lot of people can't afford that. Whatever you can afford, chip in, and I will cover the rest. And that was the second thing that was really important to me when I became a coach, was the financial freedom. And I'm not saying that finances are going to bring you happiness. The happiness comes from yourself, from personal development, from working on your mindset, which is what I really want to talk about throughout this video today, is managing your mindset. But it comes, happiness comes from your mindset, but having that financial freedom does bring you less stress and more happiness. I mean, I'm happy with myself, so I can enjoy those times with my friends and not have to worry about money. And while we were there, I was going to pay for to rent a boat so we can all go out on the lake. And I didn't want them to have to chip in or pay for it. I wanted to be able to pay for it. I didn't want cost to be a factor for anyone, because I know what it's like to live paycheck to paycheck and not be able to go to an event because you can't afford it, not be able to go to a bachelorette party because you can't afford it. And I didn't want that for my friends, because that's why I've worked so hard to become a coach and have that financial freedom and have that flexibility. The last thing that was really important to me when I became a coach was to do something that I was passionate about and that I could control and design my own life. And I'm super passionate about fitness, so that's definitely easier for me to design my own life. But yesterday, sorry, I'm jumping all around here, but yesterday during the big blowout on the freeway, the old me would have been not only scared, terrified, but which I was, but then would have had to deal with the stress of, where am I going to come up with the money to fix this tire, to repair the damage on my car? The tires will be, $600, $700, $800, and then my deductible to fix the body of the cosmetic on the car, which will be another $500, which is $1,300. And it's crazy because 3 years ago, I didn't have $1,300 in my bank account. But when it happened, once the scariness wore off and the shaking stopped and the panic stopped from the actual accident, that wasn't a problem. The CHP looked at me and said, well, that's going to cost you $800 for all new tires. You better get those quickly. I said, I'll get them right away. There was no stress. And the rest of the way home, Amy and I laughed and talked about our friend Dusty and how we lost him and what he meant to us and how it has brought us closer, our group of friends closer, and not taking for granted the time and memories that we have to make with one another. And it has allowed me flexibility to not only attend his funeral today, but then to spend the rest of the evening, afternoon with my friends. And it breaks my heart that Paul had to go back to work and couldn't be there for that other portion. And that's what I work for. I work for that. I work for the flexibility. And I knew when I got started as a coach that if I got a job serving or a McDonald's or something, I would have a stable paycheck. I would be making $10 or $12 an hour or whatever that may be. But it didn't answer all of these things. It didn't say yes to having flexibility. It didn't say yes to having financial freedom. It didn't say yes to something I was passionate about. I wouldn't be passionate working at McDonald's. But being a coach said yes to all those things. And my first month, I only earned $70. I worked 60 hours my first month as a coach and made $70. I made barely over $1 an hour. But that money at that time, that wasn't what was important. Like I said, money does make you happy. It doesn't make you happier, but it does create less stress if you are happy with yourself. And it can create more happiness if you're already happy with yourself, because you can enjoy more things with your friends. But if it weren't for Beachbody, I wouldn't have been at that funeral today. Because in my old job, we didn't get time off for the loss of a friend. And losing Dusty has taught me that I know life is short, and I've always known that, but I want to be able to give more, to love more, to really, really take more trips and vacation more and experience all life has to offer. And I felt that I was doing that already until I saw his family talk about him, and I knew who he was and the activities and the life that he lived. But the impact he had on people, that makes me want to have even more of an impact and help more people. So I'm getting off track here, but when people say no to you or say yes and don't follow through, or say they want something and don't work for it. Life is too short to focus on what you don't have control over. You don't have control over whether someone says yes and follows through. You don't have control over whether someone says no. You don't have control over whether people take action on what they say they're going to take action on. But you do have control over you. You do have control over you. And because I was so set on living a lifestyle with flexibility and financial freedom and passion, my fear of living any other way was so big that it never occurred, as fears came up of people saying no or what people thought about me. My fear of living a stagnant life was bigger than the fear of what people thought. It was bigger than the fear of inviting. It was bigger than the fear of hearing no. And I'm not saying I didn't have fears of people saying no to me, but I just pushed through those fears because what I wanted was bigger than that. But when people said no to me, or when people wanted something and didn't work for it, or canceled their Shakeology order, I got frustrated too. I'm human. But I didn't let that hold me back for long. Because if you focus on that, you are attracting more of that to your business. And try it. If you want to focus on the negative, by all means, learn the hard way and try it. But if you want to grow into your goals, if you want to move forward in your business, you have to manage your mindset. It's up to you. People are going to cancel. People are going to not follow through on what they say they're going to do. But don't be that person. If that frustrates you, awesome. Learn from that. Say, that frustrates me. I am not going to be like that. I'm going to be different. I will never cause frustrations for someone else by saying I'm going to do something and not following through. I will be a man of my word or a woman of my word. I will take action on what I say I will take action on. And do it and lead by example and show them the way. Be the change. When people frustrate me, that's what I think of. I think of, they frustrate me. I don't ever want to act like them. I will be the change and lead the way. And 1 in 8 coaches build. 1 in 8, I found, is the number. So if you have 2 coaches and you're not a lucky one to have both of those coaches building, that's okay. That's completely normal. You can't make them build. You can't make them do something they don't want to do. But what you can do is focus on your vital behaviors. Inviting, adding to your network, your fitness goals, getting results through your fitness goals, sticking to your nutrition plan, drinking Shakeology, sharing about that, posting to social media. You have control over that. So do that more. I'm not saying don't help people. You obviously want to help people or you wouldn't be a coach. But to help people, you have to start by doing the vital behaviors daily do them more. And when people frustrate you, do them more. When people say yes and don't follow through, invite more. When, I could have 30 people tell me yes, that they want to be a coach or that they want to start in one of my challenge groups. And I still invite. I still invite the same amount of people. I keep inviting more. I invite a minimum of 100 people every week. When I was out of town for the bachelorette party, I invited more people the previous week before I left, knowing that I was going to be out of town. And I did invite people last week while I was off for the passing of my friend and the bachelorette party. I still did my workouts every day while at my bachelorette party. I still drank Shakeology. I still posted to Facebook. The one thing I didn't do was add to my network. But I have monthly goals of how many people I add to my network each week. So I break that down per week. If I miss a week like I did last week, I will make up for it this week, or I'll do it before I go out of town. That's why I continue to reach Success Club 15, 20, 30 every month, because I continue inviting no matter how many people tell me yes. Think of it this way. Imagine when my coach, when I said yes to her, imagine if she had 30 people that had said yes and she just waited for them. Waited. They said yes. They're not ready, but they said yes, so I'm just going to wait. And she didn't keep inviting, she wouldn't have found me. Maybe those 30 people that said yes never followed through, but she did. She followed through on her vital behavior as a coach and continued inviting no matter how many people said yes to her. And she found me. Those 30 people could have all quit by now, but she found me. That power of one, that one person. And I needed this coach opportunity. It was everything that I had wanted. And I am so thankful that she went through countless no's, countless people canceling their Shakeology orders, countless people saying, yes, I want to be a coach, or I want to join one of your challenge groups, and not following through. Countless people. But she continued inviting. So when you write out your goals, and maybe you have on your business activity tracker to invite 100 people to a challenge group and 20 people to the coach opportunity, or maybe 50 people to a challenge group, 50 people to the coach opportunity. If you don't reach that goal for the week, invite more the next week. The next week, if you're supposed to invite 50 a week and you are at 25, well, the following week you better be doing 75. That's why this business is flexible. It's flexible because you can still get it done and just transfer it around to fit into your life and your schedule. You know, when I became a coach, I wanted these things. And I could have easily, when I got started, I said, well, I went and got a college degree. I went into debt, went to school for 4 years, and sure, I learned a lot. I don't remember any of it, or a little bit of it, but I learned a lot. And in those 4 years, when I got out of college, I had debt, and I had spent 40, 50, 60 hours a week going to class and doing schoolwork. And I was gaining knowledge. However, that 40, 50, 60 hours was time that I wasn't earning income. No, I was actually paying for those 40, 50, 60 hours to go into debt. To finish in 4 years with a degree and start a job making 28 grand a year. Definitely didn't pay for the debt. So what I'm trying to say is when I got started as a coach, I changed my mindset. I looked at the coach opportunity as, if I commit, and I didn't have the time at this point, if I commit 40 hours a week, like I did to my college degree, to going to college for 4 years, if I committed 40 hours a week for 4 years, not only would I learn a lot, I would learn a ton if I was inviting people and perfecting the inviting process, if I was figuring out social media and how to build my network and market on social media, getting better at communication and building relationships with people, getting better in my own fitness goals, always learning about my own body and nutrition and how my body reacts to certain foods and how my body reacts to certain workout programs, and sometimes I actually have to work out less to start seeing results, and figuring all that out, like all of that knowledge I'm gaining. If I did that for 4 years, and I'm not going into debt, I'm not spending 100 grand for those 4 years, but I'm learning valuable skills. If I put that much time into it, building my own business, most businesses are in the red for 3 years. If I build for 4 years, even if I'm just making 30 or 40 grand, that was more than what happened with my college degree. So I managed my mindset. So that first month when I earned $70 as a brand new coach, I was excited. I earned $1 an hour and I was stoked. I'm like, this works. And one of my friends said to me the other day when we were trail running in Tahoe, she said, I just didn't understand at the beginning. I just really didn't get it because I thought, well, people are going to quit, Kristi. She's like, but then I realized that's the case in any business. If you have a restaurant, people go into your restaurant and they're regulars and then they move away, so they're not regulars anymore. They've quit. And you have people that just come by once and try out the restaurant and never come back again. But then you get more regulars, and those regulars come regularly until they don't anymore. Or maybe they do and they've been coming regularly for 20 years. It's the same thing in any business that happens. And then her next thing was, oh, you're going to run out of people. But then I realized, well, it's just like Walmart or Costco or anything else. Yeah, you have people die and people that are growing up and start going to that store. She's like, it's the same thing. And I said, yeah, and the other thing to think about is 50% of our country is obese, and we haven't even opened up into other markets yet. And people have these ideas of network marketing and they don't understand, and that's okay. And I think that one thing I had going when I was a brand new coach for me is that I understood network marketing because I did research on it, because I wanted to understand it, so that when people did say those types of things to me, when they said that, oh, well, I can't do this because it's a pyramid scheme, I could explain and ask questions to understand what they thought a pyramid scheme was. Or ask questions or be able to show them side by side how a restaurant or any other business is going to gain customers and lose customers. That's going to happen. It cracks me up when people ask me, well, do you have coaches quit? Yep, I do. I have coaches quit. Do you think a business, maybe my friend Dusty had a web design company, and oh my gosh, he only had 6 or 7 employees and the turnover was crazy. He had people quit. He had to rehire people. Same thing. So it's really managing your mindset, and the basic behaviors are not to be taken lightly. Those need to be done, and they need to be done daily. And you don't stop because somebody says yes. And you don't stop because somebody says no. And you don't stop because someone else isn't following through with what they say they're going to do. And even if that does frustrate you, that people quit or cancel or don't follow through, it's okay to be frustrated. But don't spread that frustration to everybody else, because that's what you're then attracting to your business. You have to learn to manage your mindset. You have to learn to grow through that and create skills and abilities and understanding and communication for why people do that. And you keep going after your goals with more passion, with more enthusiasm, with more excitement to show those people the way. You never giving up will help them to stop putting up excuses and putting up walls. But the change starts with you. And if your goals are important to you, they'll be bigger than those fears of people saying no. They'll be bigger than those frustrations. And I think that's why I succeeded as a coach. That's why I continue to succeed as a coach. People quit. I don't want to be like them. There are coaches out there that make more money than me, that have been in the business the same amount of time as me. And I had a coach the other day say to me, well, I've been in the business longer than this coach, and that person makes more money than me. So I just don't know if this is working. I don't know how much longer I can keep at it. This person's actually making a paycheck. And most businesses take 3 years to get out of the red, so the fact that she's already earning an income is pretty substantial. So that's a mindset issue. It comes down to managing your mindset. Because I could sit here and say I'm not successful because other coaches earn more income than me. But that's not true. I have more learning and growing to do. I have areas that I can improve upon. I'm an orphan coach who doesn't get coaches placed with me. I could use all of that as an excuse, but I don't, because I don't want to be like those people who use excuses, and I don't want to attract that to my business. So when things frustrate me, don't get me wrong, I complain too. I'm not saying that, I'm human. But I move past it quickly, and I don't spread that to other people, because that's not what I want to attract to my business. I've learned to manage my mindset and find a success partner, one that can push you and that can help you to see past those frustrating moments. But if your goals are bigger than those fears, bigger than those frustrations, and if you have that belief that you can achieve those goals, you'll get through those frustrations. But the change, it starts with you. So this week, I want you all, when frustrations come your way, to sit down and write 10 solutions out of how you can get past that. As a coach, you have to start coming up with your own solutions through obstacles. When an obstacle comes my way, am I frustrated? Yes. Drives me so freaking crazy. But I sit here and I try and I try and I try things. I don't have the answers to everything. But I keep trying and trying and trying. Doing different things, seeing what works until I can get through that obstacle. And it's by taking action that I actually get through those fears, learn more, and have more aha moments. But you have to train your brain. You have to change your mindset, because people are going to say no to you. People are going to quit. People are going to say yes and not follow through. That's business. That's entrepreneurship. Welcome to being a coach. That is your own business. People are going to do that. But if you never give up and you're here in a year, and you're here in 2 years and 3 years and 4 years, those people will follow you and be inspired, because you aren't like everyone else. You didn't give up and you are still there, so that when the time is right for them, they know who to contact. I hope you all have a wonderful week. I hope you've taken away some little nuggets from this video. I know it's very long and I rambled a lot, but hopefully there are things that you can take away from this. I usually try to make them a little more training oriented, but tonight I just wanted to take some time after having a really incredible week, and at the same time a really emotional and draining week with the loss of our friend. So I just wanted to take a video, a moment, and share with all of you. This team, I don't say it enough, I'm going to cry again, means the world to me. You know, it's not the income you make, it's the obstacles you push through, the fear you push through, the aha moments, the personal development, the growth in your personal mindset, the growth in your fitness goals, the growth of being able to impact another person's life and walk away from that on the biggest high, because they are so excited about working on their own goals. Those are the things that make me love this team, that make me love what we do, you know, the friendships that we've created as a team. And I don't like seeing coaches posting negative things and getting away from the core of who we are and what we are, and losing sight that life is short. After losing my friend, I do feel like it's changed me in a sense, and I don't want to say forced me, but a huge aha moment of taking more time to write an email or write a letter or text my mom or call her, and just make more time to let people know how much they mean to me. And this team means a lot to me. The friendships that I've created, you know, and it's the friendships and relationships I create with those who stick it out, who never give up, who build relationships with coaches on the team, who bring so much positivity and enthusiasm to my life, and, you know, all the value that's added to me. Like, that's what people want, and you all do that. You do that for me. You add value to my life. So build relationships with people around you and add value to theirs. You will succeed if you don't give up. But managing your mindset is so important, because if you go around with a negative mindset, that's what you're attracting to your business. And honestly, that negative mindset is not something that I enjoy being around. I want to surround myself with positive, uplifting people. And I'm not saying that you have to be positive and perfect all the time and not have a bad day, but I am saying watch who you're spreading that to, and learn to create solutions if it's an ongoing problem.